I know that term from the rap world, like based, but I didn't know what based means, but I've heard it used a bunch of times, and it's always a positive. Based is all about being yourself and not caring about what anybody else thinks. I don't care, I'm based.
Petty for president, racing and leveraging, facing competitors. I'm not the regular. Petty for president, you are not ready yet. Serving, I represent, trust me with all respect. Petty for president, moving protected, yes. No losing delegates, seats in my home expense. Petty for president, black me my leather, yes. No speech impediment, TV like Letterman. Petty on podium, powerful present. Seal as a rocket, I drop it, see.
Hey, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
There we go. How you doing, man?
Oh, doing great, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you doing the legwork and already putting your logo in there for me.
Oh, sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I've done a couple of these before.
Well, good shit, man. Well, thank you so much for joining Base Talk. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to the shit posting legend himself, What I Mean to Say. You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how things going with you, man?
Oh, going great, man. Just enjoying this nice weather. I'm outside right now, having a little bit of bourbon, talking to you.
Nice. You're out in California, right?
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in Texas, man. I was from the West Coast, but I had to get the F out of there.
Yeah, smart move.
Yeah, well, is your city burning?
Yeah. I'm up in the Bay Area. It's rough.
Okay, yeah. Up Northern California is even worse than Southern California as far as like social justice warriors, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I work over in Berkeley, so it's like.
Oh yeah, that's the heart of it.
Yeah, it's real bad.
So is that kind of the reason for the I don't know how to say the word anonymity? Is that how you say anonymous in that form?
You know, my job, I work for the government, and they crack down on just people with views like myself. And there's another guy that like they pretty much just ran him out of his job because he was talking political, and everyone just kind of ganged on him and made complaints, and he's out. And I just I need to keep my job, and
Is it views in general, or just your type of views? Like if somebody's in there, trashing Trump, are they going to get in any sort of trouble?
No, they love it, but you say anything against Biden, anything against the vaccine, anything just against the left-wing narrative. And, they're going to start sending emails and say you're some radical, and, everyone's scared to be around you at work. And
God, that's not, so if you say anything, I mean, free speech pretty much protects the right to criticize the damn president. And so if you were to say anything anti-Biden, you would straight up get in trouble with your working for the government, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like official. They wouldn't say, hey, you said you don't like Biden, so you got to strike or whatnot. They would just, people would make complaints. They don't feel safe around you. You're right wing, extremist and stuff like that. And that's what happened to this one guy. And everyone made complaints about him. They said they felt threatened around him, and it's those complaints that will get you out, and everyone will make them.
God, that's crazy. That's just such a mob, because damn well it would not work the other way around. Like you said, if you said, oh, I don't feel safe around this left-wing rioter, I'm scared that they're Antifa or something like that, they would just laugh you off the block, I'm sure. Yeah,
absolutely. And you hear those conversations go, and people will talk to you freely, just expecting you to have the same viewpoint as them. And it's just open talk, but you say something otherwise, they just stop and stare at you. And
so how on lock is your identity? Are there people that you know in real life that know about your online presence, or do you keep it like? And sorry, could you repeat that? You kind of cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I said pretty much all my friends know that I have the meme page, and then a lot of people at work. I mean, a few people at work know about it. Just word of mouth came out, and people know about it. But they're guys that kind of just think like you and I. But at first, I was no one knew about it. I just made the meme page, and I was shooting my memes towards a group text that I had with my buddies it's been going on for years, and kind of just like run my material on them, so to say, and see if they get any laughs out of it. And then eventually it just kind of leaked out, and then now everyone knows. And some people don't like it, some people do.
Is this username you have, the What I Meme to Say page, is that your first public meme page, or did you shitpost anywhere else before?
No, I had one actually. It was What I Mean to Say, but with underscores instead of the dots, the periods. And I got nuked pretty fast on when I first started that. I was shit posting pretty hard, and just violating community standards or whatever it's called. You know what I mean?
Was that on Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah. It was a couple years ago. And
like 2020 era?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
And they took it down, and I appealed it and stuff, and they said no. So I fired up this one.
How many followers did you have when you got nuked?
I would say like 300 something. It wasn't many.
Oh, okay.
It was big at the time. I was like, oh my God, I lost all my followers and I was crushed. And it'd be probably the same feeling as if I was to get nuked now. That was a lot for me at the time. I just started, and I was gaining and growing pretty fast.
Have you? I know I have. I just kind of want to hear. I like hearing it from other people, what their experience is. Do you feel like it's a lot harder to grow at this point? Do you kind of feel not even so much conspired against, but just like the platform itself is just hard to grow in the type of format that we post in at this point? You notice that?
Yeah, Instagram is hard. I was shadow banned. I don't know if I'm shadow banned. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like, am I posting a shitty meme, or am I shadow banned?
Yeah.
But I know at one point I was people would DM me and they're like, you're not on my feeds anymore. Or some people would say, hey man, I'm not following you anymore. And I never unfollowed. And you have to type in my whole entire name for it to pop up in the search. And so I was hearing stuff like that. And my memes were not getting the numbers they did before. So I knew that at one point I was pretty heavily shadow banned, but I'm doing all right now. I feel like Instagram is very hard for me page like myself, but it's my favorite one. It's my favorite platform to post on. I like the format, but yeah, it's kind of hard. I like it.
I like your Twitter though. Your Twitter's lit.
Oh, right on. Thanks. Yeah, I post stuff that I can't post on IG. I post on Twitter, and I like that for it. I recently started Twitter, so I hadn't had that for too long. But I like it. I'm getting used to it. At first, I'm like, I don't like this. It's gonna be, I'm just gonna post memes on it and whatever. But now I'm getting the feel of it a little bit more, and I like it. It's real interactive.
Yeah, it's almost so simple where it's confusing. Because Twitter hasn't changed since like 2009. And so when you go on there, it almost makes no sense because it's so simple. It looks like an old text message thread or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it a lot, especially now that you can say, I just don't get, like there's actual slasher stuff. I mean, people getting murdered on there. There's hardcore pornography, and I'm sure way worse things that like I don't want to see. Yeah. But you still, like, if I call somebody an idiot, that comment will get flagged, and that kind of blows my mind.
Yeah. And you think it's because you have a target out on your page?
I think it's just the algorithms. It's kind of like how the thing you're dealing with at work. It's just there's a big, there's a narrative. We all know what the narrative is, and we all know who the narrative works against, and we all know what we can and can't say. And it just kind of translates into every facet of life, whether it's professionally, creatively, online, offline. That's, I just kind of reached the boiling point of like where the tipping point of I don't give a shit. Like I don't have a family or anything like that. And so if some employer is not going to want me to work for them because I'm saying the things I'm saying, I don't want to work for them. So, and I know everybody doesn't have that luxury, but I know it's kind of a drawn out answer from the Twitter thing, but I'm very passionate about this.
Yeah.
So have you always been a right-leaning guy, or was it just kind of the circumstances of the world pushed you to want to make fun of what's going on?
I always have, man. since, well, like just growing up, my mom was Republican. So she just told me I was Republican, and that's pretty much all I knew. You know, I grew up, I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm a Republican. I don't really know. And then I joined the military, I joined the Marine Corps, and pretty much everyone there was also Republican, right leaning. But I still was really into politics. I just kind of was like, okay, and getting a little more info. And then I really got into diving down rabbit holes and conspiracies within the last like 10 years. And so I started having that angle, and like with when I decided to make my meme page. And so I wanted to, so I had to always have those views, and that kind of led me into where I'm at now. But at first I started a meme page, and I wanted to just make memes, you know, just any type of memes, just make funny stuff, just comedy, you know, and I of any kind. And it never went there. It just instantly went political, and all the material was there to make it political. And then like I was doing like some conspiracy stuff, and it just kept on growing from there. And I never did anything non-political. I have a few mixed in there that aren't, but for the most part, it's just, you know, right-wing leaning memes.
Were you, you know, because it sounds like, you know, if you grew up in a conservative household and you went into the military, but then you kind of had this creative bone in you, were you able to kind of use that at all prior, or was the making memes kind of that outlet for you, or were you kind of a creative kid growing up?
Yeah, I was. And, you know, I really wanted to get into stand-up comedy. I was always kind of a jokester and trying to, you know, make people laugh growing up. And then I would do art, like I would draw and stuff like that and make like funny stuff. And I was, you know, making edits on my phone before they were even like memes, you know, and I would send it to my buddies and try to get them to laugh. And I really wanted to get into stand-up comedy. So I kind of had that like creative side of like making jokes. And my buddy actually at work, he was like, I'm thinking of making a meme page. And I'm like, you know, I was kind of thinking of that too. And it's kind of like going into stand up. I always told myself I'm going to do it, and just never got the balls to do it. And like, making a meme page, I was like, I can do this. You know, I already kind of make edits for the guys. So I did. And it was just really, it's really fun. It's really fun to like express through that.
So you kind of instantly got the hang of it. It just kind of clicked immediately making the memes, or did you make some pretty terrible memes?
Yeah, they're pretty bad. And I look, even now I go back and, you know, like I'll try to like holidays or certain stuff like that. I'll try to repost an old meme to my story, and I'm flipping through and I'm like, oh man, these are kind of trash, you know, but you know, I come up, you know, it's my growth. But ever since I joined the Patriot Meme Alliance, I feel like I've gotten a lot better at making memes. And just our crew that we have, we help each other so much. And yeah, I don't know if you know about that, but that's me and a few guys. Grand Old Memes actually started it. He reached out to me when my page was just getting started, and he asked me if I want to join this team of memers, and I did. And we have a ongoing, you know, group chat that we just bounce all our ideas off of, and current events. We talk about different strategies and different topics and the way to approach a certain meme, and it's helped me out big time. And I'm really grateful for that. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt you because, you know, I do want to hear more about it. I'm sure that people want to hear more about it too. But yeah, it was actually what you guys are doing was a big inspiration for this podcast, because I saw how, you know, I talked to other guys, like Southern Dude's been on here, Mostly Peaceful's been on here. And, awesome. You know, they talk about just kind of like the culture that you guys have within, you know, your crew there. And that's kind of what I want to do with this podcast as well. I just kind of want to, you know, more on a broader, you know, it's kind of build a network where people can skill share, get to know each other and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was really kind of opened my eyes to how there is a community within our little shit posting space here. So yeah. I love what you guys are doing. I'm awesome. I'm a big fan of it. 100%.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you about that? Do you care if people steal your stuff? How do you know, do you?
So no, I don't care. I don't care because I get exposure. It bothers me when someone erases my watermark and posts it.
Does that happen a lot?
It happens sometimes, you know. it happens. I see it happening on Twitter more than since I got on there, and more than Instagram. But sometimes I'll see a meme, posted like on a big page. I'm like, oh shit, that's mine. Someone took my fucking watermark off. So the credit doesn't get back to me. I can't grow. I can't get the credit for my work. And that's annoying. But in the same sense, I'm like, what, the message I got across, it's people like it enough to bite it and to steal it. And it doesn't really truly get to me, but it does a little bit. People mostly most people credit, they'll post a meme, they'll credit the creator. And, if someone just posts my meme without credit, leaves my watermark on it, I don't really have a problem with it. Usually I'll go and like comment on it, like, thanks for sharing my meme, something like that. And that's about it. And, sometimes that leads to the account saying, oh shit, this is yours, right on, and throwing a tag on for me. And, it just helps the account. But I just like my art getting around. So I'm kind of happy with it.
Yeah, well, you're a better person than I am, because I get straight up like vindictive when somebody steals my shit.
Yeah,
I hate it. I mean, I look at it. You wouldn't walk in a comedy club and just like do some Carlos Mencia type shit, like sit there and steal somebody's jokes. Yeah. And so it's like when bigger, especially when a bigger account takes my idea, and it's like, why don't you just post the meme and just give me credit? Just help me grow, dude.
Yeah.
It really bothers me. But do you have any sort of ambitions outside of the meme game? Are you trying to elevate your brand in any sort of way? Are you happy posting your memes, getting your message out there?
Yeah, I'm just kind of happy where I'm at, making memes. A lot of the guys went into making merch, and that might be something I look at, but it just seems like a lot of extra stuff, extra work. I just kind of like making memes when I can and posting it, and I like it as it is. It's a lot of fun for me. It's a fun hobby. I really enjoy it. It doesn't take away too much time from my normal life. I got a family and stuff that, I can't be.
You can't. I think because you said something interesting earlier that, you just like the message to get out. And I think it's such an interesting, important thing to address, because most meme guys don't think of themselves, and I'm sure you're the same way. Like, you don't think of yourself as anything besides some guy just shit posting when you're not hanging out with your family. But it is this vehicle that can really, really contribute and control the narrative. Like, yeah, when you see something that you made while whatever it was you're doing, some idea that popped into your head while you're driving. Okay, let me jot this down. You made the meme later. Then all of a sudden you see it on, a page with, like a politician's page, or like a Donald Trump Jr. or something like that. And now it's got millions of eyes on it. And then a week later, some talking point that became known in a meme that got perpetuated, all of a sudden they're using that angle on like a news station. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people that's why I get so mad when people steal memes from other people, when they're like, oh, it's just a meme. Like, no, you're using it as a vehicle to convey a thought. And I find it very respectable about you that you're just more concerned about getting the message across, it sounds like. Or am I right about that? Or
a little more. I mean, it does bother me. It's just, I don't like let it get to me too much, because, it's, hey, I guess I got a good meme. I try to look at it like that,
Yeah.
It's just someone stealing it, but it does bother me. Don't get me wrong. I do like the message. Like I said, I like getting that across. It's a lot of people, especially, these youngsters, their attention span is nothing. Right. And they don't do the research. They don't do, digging. They're just scrolling. And if I can grab their attention by a funny image or caption, and then, they can go do what they want with it and further research it, or just laugh at it and keep going. But the message came across. A lot of them are just funny. Most of them have a message though. And I think it's really important for like a political meme to do that kind of stuff, at least on my page.
What's more important? Do you getting the message across or humor?
I think, because that's not all message. I'm not trying to wake a bunch of people up or something like that. I am on some of my posts, but I really like the humor in it, but I don't want to if it's wrong, like I posted memes to the group and sent it in before, all my memes go to the group first. And we all kind of just, critique it before I post it onto my page. Sometimes like, hey man, that was fake. That was a satire article that you're taking your info from. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that. And I won't post it because even though it's funny, it's great. It's like, people are gonna think it's real, and, they might repost it or spread it, and it's just, they're lies. And, so I guess.
So that group, that's pretty interesting. So there's kind of, so the people, like the general public, for lack of a better term, pretty much only gets the cream of the crop from you guys, because you guys filter out all the quote bad memes amongst yourselves. Like basically it needs to get kind of, not that it has to, but you kind of green light quality content amongst each other before releasing it to everybody else, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, we critique each other a lot. We give our feedback, and even like small pointers, like, hey man, like some of the guys are really good with the Photoshop. We got dumbass Photoshop that's just amazing at face edits and face swaps. Same with Grand Old Memes. And then you got Silent Meme Jordy he's a graphic designer, and he's just really good at knowing like what you need to raise. He'll be like, oh man, why don't you just raise the contrast on that a little bit, and it will help. And just minor details like that, to anywhere from that to straight up like, hey, this template is trash. It doesn't get your message across, and I think you should probably maybe use this one, or like, I'll post something. What do you guys' thoughts on it? And they're like, hey, what about this and that? So yeah, we definitely network each other. We definitely critique each other's work, and sometimes we're just like, hey man, that's a no from me, and then we don't post it.
So basically, you have a whole thread of meme blackmail on all your homies, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had a guy that was in our group years ago when we first started, and we would post a rough draft meme to the group, and he would snatch it and post it on his account. We're like, dude, you can't.
What a dumbass.
You can't do that. He had to go.
Who was it? Do you want to put him on blast?
Nah, I won't do that, man. He's a good kid.
I'll message it. Was he younger or something?
He was a what? Oh yeah, he was younger. Yeah, he's a kid, but he has good stuff. He's a repost page.
How do you feel about? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut. What were you going to say about that? You tried to keep him, but
no. He's a repost page, and we try to our crew is all original art, original creators. Like I love these pages that just repost memes. I love them. That's how a lot of our content gets shared, and I love following those pages. But for our crew, our Patriot Meme Alliance, we try to be the original meme creators. So we're just like the same people,
Yeah, and I don't really follow any repost pages. I have zero respect for it, to be honest, and because I noticed, I just don't like it when any of those guys have any sort of ego. Like if they'll have 5 times as many followers because they're only picking the best. They're like curating. I don't know, like curating, it just does nothing for me. I only like the original content creators. I'm kind of a hipster like that.
Yeah, I feel it. It's and one of those major like repost pages will grab on your memes, and because they'll, like you said, they carry a lot of following compared to original creators. And because they just pick the best of what they think, and they have if you make that, it's like, oh, right on. So many people are going to see my art.
Yeah, well, there's one in particular that's I'm not going to put them on blast. I don't want to burn the bridge, but they take stuff and they wash watermarks, or they just remake the memes, and that's just like, it's like, dude, you got 2 million followers. What you doing? Like, just give credit. It doesn't matter if it has the watermark on it or not. But.
Oh yeah, there's a big page that we've been eyeing because they've been stealing content for a while now, especially at Mostly Peaceful at his content. It's been getting jacked by this big page for a while, and it's just, I don't like that. You're a big page, and you're if they're not fully stealing it, they'll go and they'll see the idea and they'll just remake the meme and with their version, the exact same thing. It's just they made it. It's like, man, that's weak.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't understand. I mean, just the general public that aren't passionate about the memes like us nerds. They don't they don't understand how much money is actually exchanging hands when you get into those big meme accounts. Like those accounts turn into full on marketing agencies. So when people are stealing IP, like it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. I like how memes are also, they got so popular, you know, some of these corporations are looking at meme pages to like advertise for them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was my original. I mean, I never meant to get political with it. It's just kind of the world took a shit. But because I started my other podcast like 4 years ago or something like that, and I knew nobody's gonna listen to this shit without something else to attach to it. And you know, all of a sudden I noticed one day going through my feed, like 90% of it is memes. And then I go to these meme pages and they have a bunch of ads on there. And so I kind of just started like, what's going on? I mean, this is really just a marketing vehicle. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna use memes to advertise my own stuff. And then it just kind of like morphed into its own thing. And I became passionate about actually making the memes. But it's definitely, there's more to it than meets the eye. It's like anything else. It's not just, you know, silly little pictures. There's some serious cash exchanging hands. Oh
yeah. Yeah, there's I haven't done it yet. A lot of people I'll get DMs from people and they'll say, Can you post my ad? And, you know, and they want to know my rates and stuff. And I everyone does it. I just haven't. And a lot of them are like crypto people, I noticed, like lately. You know, some crypto accounts, some coin thing that I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm not into that stuff. But they would hit me up like, hey, can you advertise my page? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to vouch for this. You know, a meme page, I'll you know, I'll shout you out, you know, if you pay me. But you know, mostly these crypto pages, they're trying to get me to advertise for them.
Yeah, that says a lot about your character, man. That makes me really respect you right there. Just on a side note. And I think I think those crypto people are basically just trying to get, because there's actually like lawsuits going on about that kind of stuff with celebrities where, because basically people just hear about a coin and then they go and blindly buy into it, and then somebody pulls the rug out from underneath it once everybody's been invested in it. So you're definitely doing the ethical thing there, where you know most people are like, oh, I'm getting paid to post a picture. Hell yeah,
yeah.
Which that does show. I mean, you do care about your brand, and you do, because like I said, if it was just like some regular meme page, some repost page, I think it's kind of a different story. But because you do kind of feel like your identity is tied to your brand, then even though nobody knows your real identity, then there's some pride in there. Yeah,
there is. It's right. It's, you know, they don't got to know who I am. I don't post, you know, about my life. So it's like my page is me, and if I need to uphold that, you know, like you said, is my identity online, you know, with the meme community.
Right. I mean, it's like you think of other brands that we like. It's like, I mean, I don't know who, whatever brand this jersey is, Reebok or something. I don't know who owns Reebok, but I know Reebok, and Reebok cares about their brand, you know. So it's the same thing with in a digital space. Tell me about your picture here. Explain your avatar to me.
Oh yeah, so that's King Roland from the movie Spaceballs. And
I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, it's such a good one. I need to get back on my Spaceballs memes, because I would use a lot of templates that I would take from the movie when I first started, and I just love that movie. It's a good one. And when I got nuked, I wasn't sure about keeping my name, and I was gonna have some like meme king or something related to being a king. I just couldn't think of anything that didn't sound, you know, super whack. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't change my name. Maybe I should just change it, keep it the same, but, you know, word it differently, because I had the underscores. And so I kept it, but then I had already made this profile pic, and I just, you know, put like the laser activated eyes on King Roland. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go with this. And I kept it. And a lot of people know who it is, but I think even more think that I'm a girl, because they look at it and they think that's just like some big girl with long hair. That's like a lot of people will address me as a female in the comments. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Do you ever get weird dudes sliding in your DMs?
No, other than to talk shit.
Do you get a lot of, do you got haters? Do you have those?
Oh yeah. Those are actually hilarious. We'll take screenshots and post it to the group. We all laugh about it. It's so funny. I had one told me that they're going to find me at my house and pour bleach down my throat. What the fuck, man?
What was it over like a specific post, or was it just a general response?
No, it was over. Oh God, let me think. This is a few months back. This is on. I think it was abortion. Some abortion meme I did. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember now. But it caught. Oh yeah. It was it was the meme. It was actually a collab I did with Grand Old Memes. It was the can't remember the caption now off the top of my head, but it was that fist hand template, from that cartoon.
Yeah. The little, yeah.
Yeah, but it was holding a coat hanger, and it said something like, liberals when Roe versus Wade goes, gets taken away, or something like that. No, they can't have their abortions, something like that. And people snapped.
I never saw that one. That's savage. I never saw that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that one did really well.
Yeah, you must have been dude, this whole shadow ban thing really pisses me off.
Oh God, yeah.
Because everyone, like the homies, I'll have to, I'll go and type somebody's profile in just to make sure that it's popping up on my thing again. So when we get off here, I'll make sure to go, and I think as we've been sending DMs, hopefully you'll start popping up on my timeline again.
That's how it works, yeah.
Well, one thing I'm curious about, do all you guys in the Patriot Meme Alliance, are you guys anonymous? Do you guys like ever Skype, or like do you guys know each other's faces, or is it just kind of all behind the memes as well?
No, we all know how each other look. We've had some of us will, that's also another part of the group text that like rarely hits the outside world, I guess you can say, unless like I know Mostly Peaceful Memes posted it on his story one time that we roast each other. If we get a picture of each other somehow, like someone, takes a picture. I think the first one, Richard Rapboy took a picture with Mostly Peaceful Memes when they met up one time. He posted to the group. We just all memes stop, and we just start memeing them. The pictures. We just start roasting each other with memes, and it just never leaves the group. And we just have a good time doing it. We've done that to pretty much all of us. So now we have to cover our faces when we're out in public, like when we meet up. But we get to all meet up together in real life. We've just a few of us have met up with each other here and there. We're in each other's state. But yeah, we were all on. Most of us were all on a podcast about a year ago, and we all had our cameras on before we actually started the filming. So we were just talking to each other. We're like, oh, that's how you look. Oh my God, it was funny. And then that's how we all really saw each other for the first time. And then we all went to the avatars when we started filming.
What podcast? Does a podcast still exist, or?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It was Lala Beams.
Oh, I know her actually. Did she get nuked?
I think she got nuked. Yeah, she was posting a lot of stuff, I'll say. But
yeah, she was she asked me to do her show, or asked to do, I can't remember. It was like 2 years ago. It was like early or late 2020. I was talking to her at some point, and yeah, she was doing a lot of like real deep conspiracy stuff, and I'm not into it, but I was into it, if you know what I mean. Like I don't, like, I'm interested in it. But then I think, we never talked again. I thought she got nuked. Well, I got nuked as well. I lost a ton of homies, so I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got nuked. I tried searching for her a while back when I was thinking about them. Like, I haven't seen her in my feed, but we all did that. It was kind of like, I think it was the first one we all did together. She hit us up and was like, hey, you guys want to be on my podcast? And just like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And all we did was just have drinks and just shoot the shit, kind of what we're doing right now, but it was all of us at once. And it was a lot of fun.
Was it how like literally all of you, like all six of you?
It was, it was Dumbass Photoshop, myself, Mostly Peaceful, Grand Old Memes, and Silent Meme Jordy. So there's 5 of us.
Okay, yeah.
It was good. It was good times.
Yeah, Southern Dude and Mostly Peaceful, they were kind of talking about starting a podcast too. So I think that'd be cool. I think it's, it's kind of have you ever heard of the wheel and spoke method? You ever heard of that?
No.
It's basically just talking about how the wheel being just like the base space. Then you have like all the little spokes, like different things that can come off of, like the memes just turn into one other thing and that turns into something else and yada, yada. So there's just a lot of cool stuff to bring out of the space that we exist in right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it was actually, every time I think about a funny meme that I saw. I don't know who made it, but it was like, oh, wow, my memes are getting pretty good likes. Time to start a podcast. It's like, that one is so gold. But it was like us, we were talking about starting a podcast, and I making a meme podcast, I think would be really good for our crew to do and have, every memer on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the life of this, because I was thinking about, because I have more respect for memers than I think the average person does. My whole thing is like, I want to make it cooler than what it is, because I get pissed off when people say, oh, it's just a meme. It's just a meme. Like, no, I want to actually talk to these people, and I want to expose like how smart these people are and like the creative process that goes. It's like you talked about when you guys are talking about the contrast of the picture and shit like that. Like, nobody thinks of that. They'd be like, oh, it's just a meme. No, like there's thought process. I dabble in stand up, and I can tell you right now, making content is way harder than writing some jokes and going on stage. It's like physically harder to get in front of people, but actually like creating the content, you got to be way more creative than writing jokes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I've never gone on stage, but I've tried to write a set before, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna stick to memes.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's I don't know, but I actually enjoy creating the content more. Sorry, what's that? Did I cut you off there?
Your stand-up is really cool. The what you posted is, I like it. It's funny.
Yeah, I think I've been kind of working more on the low on that, because the mics I'm doing right now, like sometimes I'm just it's just pathetic. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here right now?
Yeah.
So I only really want to post better sets, but I got a decent show coming up next month. So I'm hoping to get some good footage out of that, or actually got like booked on something. But yeah, man, we're kind of running down on time here. I really, like I said, I really appreciate you coming on, dude. Sounds like you got a busy, fruitful life of purpose, man. And really appreciate you taking the time to come and chop it up about the memes and about life, dude. And is there anything you'd like to get out there to the peeps while I still got you?
No, man, I really appreciate you having me on. I like to do it again if you have me. This is I like it. I like getting out here. I like people like you that do what you're doing. Getting to get the voice behind the meme. It's pretty cool to come out here and talk. And yeah, I guess just a word to the people is give me a follow, and also the Patriot Meme Alliance. We got some good content for you.
Good shit, man. I appreciate that. And I'll be sure to put all your stuff in the bio. So if you're listening, go check that and follow my boy. And yeah, we'll be in touch, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again.
All right. Take care, sir.
All right. You too. Later.
Later.